Now we can talk through the music. It's all good. Yeah, appreciate you guys being here.
Oh, we hear the music, though.
You hear it?
Yeah.
I don't. Tell me when it stops. Let's talk to Adam. Yeah, my setup's a little awkward here. Go on, bud. I'm just going to watch this blink and light. All right, welcome back to the Okayest Cook podcast. Coming at you from the studio today. I'm Chris Whonsetler, your host. Currently the only cooking show on the Okayest podcast network. Tune in to the rest of the shows on the network here for all your wild game procurement, and then come back to us. We're going to cook it all up for you. Also, if you have not joined our email newsletter, it's brand new. Well, we've only had a couple of issues come out, but super fun, quick little intel, what's going on in our world, but also a fun recipe of the week. So as y'all know, I've been a photographer for a little bit, trying to dabble more in the creative food industry, which is a fun, quick little segue into our two super cool guests we have on the show today. We have the Outdoor Creative Co-op dudes with us. We got Matt and Adam in house. How are you guys how are you gentlemen doing today?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Thanks for having
Sorry,
us on.
It's that time of day where the coffee's all worn off, and I at that age where I don't think I should have more. But
you're good, man.
Dude, I'm shaking real bad. I've had way too much.
Just tweaking.
Gotta hit the pause. But
hey.
Yeah. Appreciate what you guys are doing. Absolutely in love with what you guys are putting out. So talk real quick. Like, do you guys want to introduce, like, in a minute and a half, who you are, and then what Outdoor Creatives is?
Sure,
Yeah,
man.
we can do that. Yeah, I'm Adam Perry, and I run a freelance business called Day 6 Outdoors, and Matt and I have just wanted to share our experiences and knowledge and stuff that we've gained over the past, 7-8 years that we've been in the outdoor industry, and just sharing that knowledge for free with the outdoor creative community. So started Outdoor Creatives, started the podcast to do that, to help beginner creatives all the way up to veteran creatives. So we say on the podcast all the time that anybody can learn from anybody. So that's what we're doing over there, seeing lots of great results. Really appreciate you. You're like one of our number one fans, man. Like you're in the Discord, you're on Instagram making comments and sharing your knowledge as well. So you are an extension of the Outdoor Creative Network. So we really appreciate that.
It's an honor. Yeah, man. It's a co-op. Like it's not about us. We just somebody has to facilitate it. So that just so happens to be us, and we're active guys in the industry. But yeah, man, it's just that collective community resource, knowledge share, cool stuff. We got cool people coming on the podcast and a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes coming. Stay tuned.
Nice. Dude, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see what's coming up.
Yeah, man.
And it's, we know you're the Outdoor Creative Co-op, but like million times over, like this is not just for creatives. Like, especially recently, like your past couple episodes, you've done a ton of just generic business talk.
Yeah, man.
So like for absolutely any entrepreneur, like a phenomenal resource. It does sway more towards the creative side, just based on your current professions, but like super cool. Like absolutely a good fit for anybody, like super fun listen.
Thanks, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
and definitely follow along. Like we'll tag your Instagrams in the show notes. So like 100% follow along to Matt and Adam. They got a ton of cool stuff going on, like bunch of awesome projects under your belt, but also a lot in the works.
Heck yeah, man.
So,
for sure. Heck yeah. We love it,
dude.
Blows us away every day, man. But we also love food, and we love cooking.
Yes.
And we're like, dude,
we all have to eat, right? So have you guys had anything cool lately? Like any notable meals that you've either eaten or dreamt of?
Dude, we're on that life, man. Yeah, we
share what you've been eating lately.
What, you got one queued up, Adam? What you got?
Oh,
man?
yeah, man. Yeah, I was at
let's go.
Yeah, I was on the road last week. So when you're on the road, you can go one of two directions. You can go fast food, Burger King, McDonald's, or you can find some banging local spots. And that's what we did out in Des Moines, and was with the Rat Cub crew out there. like I said, at the Iowa Deer Classic. And we pretty much only ate one meal a day. I mean, we had free breakfast at the restaurant or at the hotel, which was it was okay, mid, as the kids these days would say. But we went out in the evenings, and like one notable place. There was two, but the most notable one for me was a Mediterranean restaurant, and it was like a local Mediterranean. Closed at 9:00. We called 8:55. Hey, if we come, will we be served? Type of deal. And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And so we showed up right before 9, and some of the best Mediterranean food I've ever had. So we're talking like pita bread, hero meat, like chicken kebabs, like the whole 9 yards, like falafel, like just all that stuff, dude. And it was really, really good, really good. So,
dude, Mediterranean is like real high on my list. Yeah, absolutely really love those flavors.
Super
dude, that's kind of similar to I've got a couple, but the one off top of mind, I just had a big learning around hummus.
Oh,
so my neighbor, she's Greek, and she makes she's awesome, but she makes her own hummus. So she brought over. She just had some extra, and she brought over. So 2 different times. The first time she made it, it was like literally the best hummus I've ever had. It was just like a garlic kind of, just like a standard like garlic hummus. It was more of a. I'm not super knowledgeable on hummus, so I just learned a ton from her. But it's like it was kind of like a lighter brown color, and crazy good, best I've ever had by far. And then the other day she brought over a different one, but it was more like of a red color, but still garlic. Like everything was the same, but it was a little more red. And it was good. Like I've been crushing it with pita chips and carrots and stuff, just munching it. Yeah. But it wasn't as good as the first one. So I just asked her, I'm like, what? Like it's similar, but it's very different. And apparently in order to get the super banging hummus, that first one, is after you cook the chickpeas, you have to individually like peel the shell off of every single one.
Every single piece?
Every single one. And
my word.
Yeah, and she's like, that's why it's so good. And she's like, so this one I didn't have time to do that because it's like, a thing. So she just didn't do it and then blended it up, I guess.
Dude, that's insane.
But I was like, dude, like, it's like there's got to be some kind of machine or something to like individual chickpeas, like, and she's making like a giant vat of it. No, and she's like, there's no machine. It's just a labor of love. So it's like I have so much more respect for good hummus now because they're in there individually peeling those things.
Oh my word!
So is that why it was red, because the shells were left on?
I guess, that would be. She said that was the only difference between those 2 batches.
Really?
Yep.
That's insane.
It was really weird.
I have not attempted the hummus making. I actually just had an awesome hummus from Amelia's. This was not my meal of the week, but you guys just reminded me. But yeah, all kinds of crazy, cool spices. I can't remember what was even in it. But Greek food is top tier.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
My wife and I are celebrating our 14-year anniversary this week.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
And,
That's awesome, dude.
We had plans for our 10-year to do a Greek cruise. But the whole virus shut that down. So we still have not been, but we're thinking for 15, we might hit up those Greek islands. And
dude, that would be
just
cool.
Drowned myself in hummus and pita and all the Euro meat.
Hopefully that's the only thing you'll be drowning in.
Oh, man, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm a pretty good swimmer, so it'll be good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Now, dude, my meal of the week has got to be from another recording I just did, and I don't know when the episode's coming out, so I'll spoil it, though. It's with the Honest Omnivore. Weird. It's one of those weird situations where like you meet these people online and you get this conversation started. And I was like, hey, let's schedule a recording. Like, I love your food content. I would love to have you on the show. And then randomly, a couple days later, he posted this reel with an Indiana chef.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on. Where are you based? And he's like, I'm Central Indiana. I'm like, what? Dude, no. Like, we're canceling the online. Like, we're meeting in person.
That's cool.
And like Chris Kai, like he's the awesome guy, but he's just like making the best sausage, best bacon I have had ever.
Wow.
Like, he gave me just a ton of meat, but he gave me like some kielbasa sausage, some homemade bacon. and we're just like smashing it the whole time we're trying to record. And oh my gosh, like I had serious meat sweats like halfway through the show.
Yeah,
so.
you're like, hold on, guys, I can't focus.
It was
I need to
divine.
Give me
like,
a minute.
I'm super pumped. Like we barely nicked the service into sausage making. So it's like I don't know if either of you have attempted to make like a brat or like any
Not
type of
yet,
sausage,
man.
but
No.
it is complicated.
Man.
Yeah.
But Chris has it dialed
Nice.
in, and I'm super excited.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I
That'd be a
just
good
hooked up
episode.
Jacob for his birthday or something with a sausage making kit.
Oh,
the
really?
casings and everything, and the tube
Yes.
and all that for venison, or
It's a process.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll shoot you the episode a little early if it doesn't come out soon. So
Nice.
we'll get a little sneak peek into
Good.
to how to make that sausage.
love it, man, love it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, speaking of how the sausage is made, that's the best segue I can come up with
My
here.
dude's
but,
got segues
but
for
let's-
days.
I'm trying.
Just
Gotta
so
compete
perfect.
with Steve Ranella somehow.
Oh yeah, dude.
But
love a good segue.
we're gonna talk about how to make better food content for your social media. And what better guest to come on and talk about how to take better photos and videos than two professional content creators. So
Dude, we love some tasty shots, man.
Yes,
We call it
yes.
getting the sauce. That's why you get
Yeah.
that sauce.
So,
get some tastiness.
So I know you guys are predominantly in the outdoor industry. So food is definitely not a specialty of either of you, but you've both 100% captured food, videoed food.
Yep.
You've had some cool stuff. I know, Matt, you did some stuff for a hotel at one point, and then I believe you're both in the kitchen filming one project at one point. Is
Yeah,
that right?
Oh yeah, Three Forks. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Shooting some-
yeah. I've done a handful of food shoots, like early days, just like freelancing, just hustling, just shooting bars, restaurants.
Yeah.
You know,
Sidebar real quick before I forget. You guys should talk about niching down if you haven't already on the outdoor creatives. It's a part of the industry that I'm struggling with hardcore right now. Like, I love that my job is super fluid and changing, but like the power of niching down and just doing one thing. I'm struggling with that. Like, I love food photography, but if I only did food, I would get so bored.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
yeah.
I need the diversity.
Yep. No, yeah, spot on.
Yeah, well, we all follow a ton of different people, and some of the food shots are good, some are not as good. So how can we educate the world to take better food photos, better food videos? You guys have any super hot tips? I know the world of photography and video it's convoluted, it's deep, and there are rabbit holes and tangents for days. So it all ties together in a weird way. But if you guys had to break it down real simply, where would you start?
Yeah, man.
And it comes down to a couple things probably, but I'd say, and Matt would probably agree with this one, but the number one thing would probably have to do with light. Like light pretty much makes the shot.
Secret sauce.
So
I mean, think about it. Without light, what do you have?
It's
You don't have an
probably
image.
light and then direction of light.
yes, yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And also maybe a little bit, there's probably some settings in there too. Like a lot of people, not to get too nitty gritty right now, I guess, but a lot of people like to just leave their camera, like if they have a 2.8 aperture lens, they just leave it wide open. Well, sometimes if you're doing food photography and it's a tighter shot, that's too shallow and like half of the plate isn't in focus. So really you need like more light and to be at like f4, get it all.
Yeah.
But it depends on the look and stuff you're going for. But light, yeah, man. There's a bunch of different ways to approach light. I think maybe we could get into that.
Yeah.
Like I just finished a shoot. Still got to edit it. It's the next project, actually. Shout out Brie Colo, if I said her name properly. Really incredible chef. It was a Blood Origins project. So stay tuned on that coming out. It's really cool. She's an incredible wild game chef. It was nuts. But we took some shots.
Is that the same chef where you had like the pinwheel looking dish? This was a few months ago on your socials.
Yes. Yeah. She cooked, what's it called? A sous vide where it's like a underwater like pressure cooker thing in the back. Yeah, it was like that. And she had it was either elk or something exotic, but she like rolled it up in like a sushi roll kind of, and then put it in that, and then cut like wheel slices. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah,
you might have to dig up some of those photos to send.
But
I remember seeing that on your socials. Like, dude, like we just did the okayest version of that.
Yeah, it's so good.
And ours are like falling apart. And they're not like they're not as solid and pretty as hers were.
No, she crushed it. But ended up taking a couple photos there, just with natural light. It was just it just so happened to be overcast, but there was enough light coming through the window, and we had like she just so happened to have like a what's it called, like a thin curtain, like a thin white, like a diffuser, sheer curtain, and we just scooted the table over a little bit. And had the light coming in from the side, so like from the right side, like a side direction of light. I've found is pretty good if you're using just natural light. And then it was just top down, so I just got on a chair and gave it the old, eyeball it, hold it over.
Yes.
And just snapped them, and they turned it out awesome.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, just you can get away with just straight natural light, but you might have to do some scooching, pull the curtain over, if it's direct hot light, if it's not overcast, like it could be too much. So if you can diffuse your light, that's a good move.
Yeah, 100%. So natural light predominantly, were there any overheads you had to deal with as well? Or did you guys like shut all those down?
We turned them off. Yeah. So this was over her actual like kitchen table, and she had like a overhead light there, and we turned that off. Yeah. So it was just like a warm light. And that's typically like standard lighting practice if you're trying to like manipulate light for a shot or whatever inside. Turn everything off, and then see what you're working with. What are the windows throwing, and then address that, and then kind of take it from there if you want to set up a different light.
Because light, like all different light sources, have different color outputs. Mm-hmm. Predominantly, we have the three. There's tungsten, fluorescent, daylight. Mm-hmm. They all give different color lights, and if you start mixing them, it does some weird things that you might be able to fix in post, but is not fun.
Yep.
So, especially for food, like color is very, very important.
That was the biggest thing, especially with that shoot, because she had a lot of really vibrant colors in it. She had these crazy greens and purples and this other stuff she sprinkled on there. I was like, I don't even know what that is. But I was like, I need to make sure that these colors are true. So, I was looking at, are we getting a warm light from somewhere or a cool light from somewhere else? And then same thing in post. I was like, all right, let me look at my raw shot and compare, after the edit, make sure those colors are true. Especially for this, I was like, she's an actual chef. Like, I don't. It's like if somebody were to notice
an Instagram photo of your dinner here, but
if somebody were to notice that colors were off, it would be her.
For sure,
that would be like an insult.
Well, I think too, it could be one of those like subconsciously, like something's wrong with the photo, but you might not know what. Like if your mashed potatoes are coming off a little green in your photos, like they're just they're going to look a little yucky, and you might not know why. So, you got to make sure those colors are spot on for all your food picks.
Yep. I also, probably one of the more challenging food shoots I had was for a seafood company, and they had like a commercial kitchen. They were like a pop-up kitchen. They had like a fleet of food trucks and had a pop-up kitchen where you could just get stuff to go. But their kitchen was their workspace, and it was just all like commercial grade, like stainless steel, countertop, whatever those, the commercial kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
real shiny,
fluorescent light, chrome,
stuff.
Shiny. Everything was just blue and white. And it was like shrimp and lobster and
oh my god,
fish and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, it just looks dead. Like it is, but it's like it's just
That's
so
kind of dead.
It's like there's It's like, I know there's not life to it, but it needs life. So that was a post fix. That was like camera white balance tweaking to try to like warm it up a little bit. And then that was some adjustments in post, because I was shooting like this, like before and afters, like here's a bucket of lobster, not cooked yet.
Pre-cooked? Okay.
Yeah. And then here it is cooked. Yeah. And I was like, I want these colors, but this space doesn't have any color outside of blue and white. And
that's tough.
These are like the shrimp. I wanted like the oranges of the shrimp once they're cooked and stuff. Yeah. So that was some post-production magic and some white balance in camera stuff. And same deal there, turned off all the overhead fluorescent lights. I was like, these got to go. And I had just 2 lights set up like soft boxes.
So you brought your own lights for that one?
I brought my own lights, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. It turned out awesome.
Yeah.
Got some cool top downs too. And probably the biggest part, like outside of your lighting, obviously, but with food photography stuff is staging. Like, we took so much time of like laying everything out right, like put this sprig on there just right, you know, like it fell, like hold on. But like the staging is for sure a thing. Some people love that. It's a full-time job someone can get, is staging.
Food styles.
Yeah. I'm kind of not a fan because like OCD challenges and perfectionism issues. So I'm like, if somebody else can stage it up, I'll shoot it. Like just,
yeah. But 100%. Yeah, food styling, food staging is like Matt said, a legit profession. And another spoiler alert: I've got a food stylist coming on the show here in a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice!
To talk about how to make your food look pretty. Adam, it's the stylist that came on our shoot.
Nice.
For the KFC project. Yeah.
Dude, that guy was awesome.
So Chef Nikki,
yes.
Chef Nikki's going to jump on with us and talk about how to make your food look pretty, because that's my biggest struggle right now. Like I said, with the Okayest newsletter, it's just like, I can cook some okay food. I can take a good photo of the food, but like, man, like how do you make a stew look scrumptious? Like it is tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's probably because when they do that, you like physically can't eat the stuff anymore after they mess with it.
Yeah.
There's some tricks.
Yeah,
there's
some movie magic.
Nikki will talk about some of those tricks.
That's so cool.
I like to keep it real. Like when I do my food photos, like obviously for the cook, Okayest Cook, I want to eat it.
Yeah.
But even professionally, like there's something in me that I can't stand throwing away food. So like, I'm doing whatever I can
I'm eating this
to keep this stuff edible.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna take this home. Like I don't care who's touched it. I'm gonna take it home.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross if you think about it too long. But put those thoughts out of your mind.
I was feeling kind of that, like on that seafood shoot. The only thing that I did is when it was in the pre-cooked shots, I did do some water bottle spraying. Get some little droplets.
That's money. Yeah, that's a huge tip. That goes a long way.
Just get you a little mister bottle, get some water, beat it up on there, and then it works really well when you have lights set up. So it almost works. It's similar to like an eye light when you're filming like a person, where you get that little like twinkle in their eye. It like gives it like life. So just hit it with a little spray bottle. Get some water, beat it up, and it was a game changer.
Yeah, well, it's that instant like refreshing feeling. Again, like you can sense it, you can taste it, you can feel how like chilly, like on a beverage. Like if you ever do beverage photos.
Oh yeah, on the glass,
they look a million times better with a little condensation.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, Adam, I want you to talk about one of you mentioned light direction earlier. It was probably Matt. But do you want to talk about where you're putting lights? Like if you're bringing lights to this photo, where are you putting these lights? Or if we need to move, like where should we move the dish?
Yeah, like
to have better light.
Like Matt said, if you're just trying, like probably a lot of your listeners like do not have like photography studio lights or constant video lights or anything at home. So like
if I had to presume, maybe.
Yeah. So like moving to a window is probably your best bet in getting that just natural soft light coming through and sitting it on a table like Matt did at Bree's house. But if I'm setting up lights, I'm usually not setting them up like straight on to what I'm shooting. Because when you blast light at something straight on and you're shooting straight on, that really flattens out what you're trying to shoot. And it doesn't give it any dimension at all because it's just all light. So there's no playing of light and shadow on that object. So there's no contrast. So it's just super flat. So usually I'm lighting from the side or almost a full backlight sometimes. And it's what they call upstage lighting in like video terms. So you have your light, and then you have your object, and then you have your camera. So stacking those three things in order there. And it just gives it a really cinematic look. I mean, that's how I would approach it if I was shooting video of it. Like, I haven't shot a lot of food stuff, so I'm trying to think if that would make that appealing to somebody to make them want to eat it or not. Like, it would look banging as a cinematic shot, but I don't know if that would be like, oh man, that really looks good to eat. So probably more of a like 45-degree side shot or something like that, where you're still getting a good amount of light on one side, good shadow. Sometimes you have to bring in black fill on one side to fill in and to create some contrast on one side. So, I mean, that's what I would do.
My favorite shots that I've gotten have either been simply from just a full natural light side light that's diffused from the clouds and a curtain, or when I was setting up the lights, I was at side but 45-degree angle. So not like even to the plate. It was like say this is the plate, not even to the plate. It's like up a little higher to the side, and then I'm on a little bit over to the shadowed side. So I'm like not shooting it straight on. I'm like a little, almost a 45 on the shadowed side, or a top down. Then you're just straight top down.
For sure,
And that positioning, like it's a whole different discussion with if you're using flash, if you're setting up like an off-camera flash versus a constant light. That's where it gets like a little more. That's where we're talking like we've got like magazine professional kind of food photos. Because then you're playing with like hard shadow lines. It's like, do you want that, or do you want the soft shadow lines?
I've seen some phenomenal results come from all types of lighting, but like I said, it's very situational.
And maybe preference, like, cause
100%
personal preference, and also it might have to maybe a little bit of the dish itself, like if it's really vibrant colors. So there's now that I think about it, there are a good bit of variables when it comes to getting a good food shot that you need to address.
But I would say universally, like you said, the light direction is a huge tip, and one that you should not ignore, because like Adam said, like you need that dimension, you need that texture. The number one thing we think about when we have food in front of us is like the smell. It's like, and you don't have that in the photo. So like, what else can we give the viewer of this media to help describe this dish? We have the colors. Focus obviously is a big part, like Matt mentioned earlier, but also the textures. Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? And when you have that light coming straight from behind the camera, like Adam said, like it's just flat. There are no shadows. There is no texture. You can't see how crummy that bread is. It's just like you don't get a sense of like the mouth feel. Like, what's this gonna like? What does this taste like? What does it look like? It tastes like. Like once you wrap that light around the product, all of a sudden, like all those crevices are popping through. You get glares and shiny bits, from if you're sprinkling the product with water, like Matt mentioned.
I love a little reflection in there.
If it's a shiny soup, like you want to see that liquid reflection. Like it's refreshing, it's airy, it's beautiful.
Another tip too, if you're shooting, like I'm picturing what we just talked about as like a close-up shot of just the plate and the food. But if you were to do a more I would say lifestyle shot, wider shot, in a room or something like that, if you were going to use supplemental lighting, you want to have that lighting in a spot where it's motivated by something. So what I mean by that is like, you got a table, you have a window over here, you're showing a little bit of the window.
Yeah.
You should place your light on that side just to fill in and enhance that light just a little bit. That way it's not looking weird. You're not like, oh, where's that light coming from? I don't see that window over there. Like I can, looking at Chris's frame here on the podcast, like I see a little slice of his window on the right hand side over there, and then I know he's got some light pushing in from the side over there, but it doesn't make me question. It doesn't make me question where that light's coming from, because it's kind of motivated by like, oh, there's windows over there, so it looks supernatural.
Yeah. So completing the scene,
Yes.
as you might say, and it just making sure it all syncs up well.
Yep.
It's those little subconscious things that like a lot of viewers just never even think about. But like I said, in the back of your mind, something's wrong, but you don't know what.
Right.
There's another point or a tip or maybe like a styling thing, maybe a personal preference thing. But I think I might have to say my favorite form of a food photo. I like a human element. So like, you can get just a straight up top down, nicely staged just shot of the dish, and it's cool and it's nice. But one of my favorite shots has to be from that seafood thing. It was a big top down, and it was just like a big fish fry, lobster and shrimp and everything in there. But in the top, I had the guy reach in and just place the cocktail sauce. Just at the very top, you just see his hand just placing the cocktail sauce. And just that little introduction of the hand coming in, it just made it a totally different.
Yep.
Something about the psychology behind just a little touch of human element in a food shot. It just
100%.
elevated it so much.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. It could be like reaching for the fork, like just the tips, or maybe it's their thumb on the plate and they're dropping the plate in. Just a little human touch. Or maybe it's their legs, like it's sitting at the table and you see their legs. So I don't know, but something to think about.
Yeah,
Dude,
well,
it makes me
definitely
think I want to see a shot of like a big boil all dumped out on the table or something.
Oh yeah,
and
dude.
like
Hands
from the top
coming
down
in
and everybody reaching in. Like that would be super
that
sick
community
shot.
feel, man. That
Yeah.
tells the story
Let's go.
so much more when you introduce that.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Well, also, like I think it helps put you in the scene. Like especially if you have kind of that first person preview kind of mode, like you can almost picture, hey, that's my hand, about to grab this crawfish. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that. 100%, like awesome, good marketing tips. I feel like these are a little too creative, or not too creative. A little bit definitely geared towards like shooting photos for somebody else. Can we dip real quick into like using your phone at a restaurant?
Oh yeah. Phone
So a
eats
little
first,
bit.
man.
It's Chase Jarvis, the best camera you could ever possibly own is the one that you have.
Right.
So, 90% of us, we've got our phones with us 100% of the time. We're sitting down at this cool, fancy restaurant. We have this cool plate in front of us, and we want to brag about what we're eating. How do we take a better photo of that?
Dude.
Oh man.
So no lighting control. Let's assume we don't want to get up from our table to sneak over to a window for a quick shot.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
What
I mean, you can still
would you
have-
two do?
I would have, because you're probably not eating by yourself. Like this is like ideal situation.
Let's not rule it out, but ideally, we've got a friend.
Yeah, you got a friend there. Like, and there's a couple things on the phone that you can do that, like, I'm always amazed when people don't know them. Like, if you're using an iPhone, you can tap on what you want to take a picture of and hold it, and then
this
you
was
can
my
adjust
tip.
your exposure by scrolling up and down.
That's the
so
game
there's,
changer.
There's that. And then, I mean, if you got a buddy there, I mean, they got a screen, they got a flashlight or something, they can give you a little side light there.
A little fill, yeah.
100%.
A little fill light or a little key light there, and it'll make that dish pop for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's,
The
that's what I would do.
the exposure is the the biggest thing. Like,
Yes.
like I almost wish I haven't tried it. There might be a new setting now with the newest update, but like the default exposure setting on the iPhone is trash.
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
always trash.
yeah. So like literally, like you're like, here's my plate, and I've just got this horrible light coming in. It's just blown out, and you can tell it's at like ISO 80,000. So just click your focus point in the middle and hold it, lock in your focus point, and then drag it down just a little bit and just kind of dial in the exposure, and that alone will elevate the image so much.
Well, a tiny little photo 101 tip here is when your phone's looking at a scene, it's seeing everything. And it all your phone is trying to do is take all those different brightness levels, all those colors, and it wants to make it neutral gray for like a quote unquote proper exposure. Mm-hmm. So if you're sitting at like a table with a black tablecloth and you have a white plate and like you want the big whole scene, like all your phone sees is a lot of black. So it's going to amp up that exposure to try and neutralize that black to gray, which is going to turn your dish way too bright. Mm-hmm. But like Matt and Adam said, like if you tap on what you want to focus in on, again, it's a big black table, you tap on your dish, all of a sudden you're saying, hey, phone, focus on this one tiny little element. And it's going to redo its settings, and it's going to look way better just by tapping on it. But then, further dial it in. Drag it up and down. I'm sure Android can do that too. Like somebody with an Android phone. Somebody with the Android report back.
Actually, Android does it better.
It might. It might. Well, you guys have some partners too in the gear space. So I would say if you're like super hip on taking a ton of food photos, is there like a cool, like little handheld, like the size of a phone, like a battery powered light that you guys might recommend?
Oh yeah. There's a nice little puck light. Probably the little aperture one's probably the smallest and best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
I like those.
The color temperature change. I'd have to look up the name, but it's aperture, and it's just a little square guy. It's smaller than your phone. It's pretty thin too. Like you can put it in your pocket.
Pockets. You can tuck it away somewhere.
Or like you're going to dinner with your lady, be like, hey, throw this in your purse, or just keep this in your purse, or keep it in the truck, like But yeah, that little thing. I mean, we've used that on actual shoots so many times.
All the time.
Just a little uplight on something, or just a little fill, or a little kicker, or a little motivator, or something. Mm-hmm. The aperture one. Loom Cube also makes a cheap, good little one, and it's way smaller. It's a little square. It's like a little, like the old GoPro sessions. It's just like a little tiny little square, and that's great too.
So 100% if you're by yourself, snag one of these. 100% if you've got a buddy. I love Adam's tip. Just tell them to turn the flash on.
Hit the flashlight. Help me
I would say any additional light that you can provide yourself is going to be better than the nasty directional top down restaurant lighting that's in most restaurants.
Yep, lighting is step one, man.
Yeah, dude. And if you don't have that nasty top down lighting, it's probably a super dim romantic setting. So it might be awkward busting out this light, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it for the photo.
Just have them shut off the overheads real quick.
Excuse me, guys.
Light it off real quick. Get a photo of this.
Yes, that's phenomenal. Dude, those are solid tips. Yeah, I love that. 100%. Don't be shy. Like if you want to take a photo of your food, take a photo of your food.
Yeah, man.
Get out your light. Make it worth it. Like don't stop taking these crummy photos that are underexposed and colors way off and looks weird. So
if you're gonna do it anyways, just take another 45 seconds and adjust your exposure. Yes. And maybe you have a light, or your buddy can hit the flashlight real quick. It'll game changer. No shame.
Just embrace the awkward. It'll be all right. It's normal these days.
And then you post it and you get a free meal because they love the shot.
Ooh. Well, tag the restaurant. Tell them what you're doing.
Man.
They'll hook
Absolutely.
You up. You might get a free appetizer. Who knows?
That's how I think that's how I got that project, that seafood place.
Oh yeah,
I just
doing like random dining.
And they're like, and then tag them, and then they reshare it, and then you stoke them up, and then they're like, oh, hey, like, oh, I see, like, you do this. So, like, we need photos. I'm like, hey, well, sure.
Sure, you can call me back.
Yeah, so
I'll work for food. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, that's the thing, man. I did that with food trucks. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no shame. I know you guys have talked about this in the past, and like you got to know your value as creative. But man, if there's a good meal involved,
food, man, it's no problem. I'll happily go take a handful.
My
of
day
photos.
rate might change if I get some tacos.
Yeah, dude. That's what Matt Henry does with barbecue. He gets like free barbecue for his whole family. He just goes in there, just takes some bangers of this Texas barbecue.
Food photos, man.
He's
Matt Henry. Yeah.
Matt Henry. You should have Matt Henry on. Talk about
Makes me hungry.
some of that. Yeah.
Every time he posts Smoketown barbecue.
Killing
photos.
it, man. He's putting his Fuji on them, and he's getting those burgers in good light. And he's got all the smoke coming out from because it's like wood fired, like Texas style. So good,
like you guys said earlier, it's setting the scene, setting that atmosphere, and again, seeing that smoke, like you could just smell it, like you know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee that exact same photo without the smoke does not hear. It doesn't have near the same effect. So
Sure.
yeah, set that whole stage. Yeah, show us what you're smelling.
Yep. He's got the sauce dripping off.
Oh my gosh.
Like the bacon is just shimmering because it's.
We
so
need to stop.
juicy.
I haven't had lunch, right? Come on.
Like you can eat those. You can eat. Like literally.
Yeah, he's crushing
Oh my
those.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, dude, I don't want to keep you guys too long. Like, we could talk photo for days and days and days. I mean, any other last minute tips and tricks like popping into your heads?
Oh man.
Light. Find good light.
Yeah,
make
light,
sure
man.
your exposure's set properly.
Yep.
If you're gonna go extreme, I'd say buy a solid camera.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sure the guys wouldn't mind if you listeners wanted to reach out to Matt or Adam, for camera tips. 100%, yeah. Go check out Outdoor Creatives, like tips for days going on there. So
we're trying, man. We're trying to add value to the community and just raise the bar overall for everybody. So it's kind of that's our mission, man. We want to see everybody succeed and be happy while they're doing it. So.
Yeah, it's working, man. You guys are crushing it. Love the content, both of the visual content you guys create from your independent businesses, but then 100% the content you guys are doing on the Outdoor Creative Co-op podcast is super, super cool. So, it's an awesome community to be a part of. So, if you want better food photos, jump on that Discord and strike up a conversation with the guys and gals out there doing this for a living every single day.
Food photos are awesome, man, and that's a great. We were talking before. There's nothing wrong with doing some local work to supplement. It's fun. Like go shoot a restaurant, go shoot their process of making a steak or a burger. Like it's super cool. It hones your craft. Awesome shots. Food. Yeah. When you get it all set up right with good light and stuff, they're straight magazine bangers. Like you never know. Yeah, we love it. Man.
Absolutely love it. Yes. Yeah, well, hey, if you guys don't have any more tips, I don't want to keep you too long here. I know we got stuff to do. We got emails to answer. We typically end each episode with a recipe.
Nice.
But I'm thinking for you guys, like just like a recipe for a better photo. Like if you could just almost condense everything we've said into like what do you need for that awesome better photo? Like if you're starting from scratch. Somebody's come up to you and say like, "Hey, I got absolutely nothing. I don't even have a phone. Like what do I need? What do I need to make just a cool picture?"
Even diffused light.
There you go.
I would go more light versus less light because you can adjust that in post with magic. Which you can also do on your phone now.
We can also do it in camera, yes.
Yeah, you can do it fully on your phone. I've been playing in the iPhone Photos editor. It's fine. Totally works. It's literally, find the light and just try to shoot from like the shadowed side a little bit. Don't blast the light straight on and just hit it straight on. Just give it a little bit of that dynamic texture. Yeah. And that's pretty much it, man. Stage it,
Just get good light.
Yeah, good light. Yeah, man.
It really is. It's that simple, but it's also takes a long time to learn. Like lighting, it's just it doesn't happen overnight. It happens with practice and just trial and error and trying over and over and over again. So,
yes, sir. Just keep shooting, right?
Keep shooting, keep getting after it. Yeah, that's how you're going to learn. It's like we get asked that question all the time, and we're like, just go shoot. Like you're not going to get better unless you go shoot over and over and over and edit over and over and over.
Probably
again.
Just like cooking, man.
Yep.
Like dialing in a burger recipe or something. Like, you'll every time you do it, you're going to get better, and then you're like, I got this. Now I'm going to do something crazy or do something different. So just more reps. Same thing, just across the board with anything else, man. Just get out there and do it, and you'll learn every time. We still learn every day.
If you're not learning, you're doing something wrong.
Exactly,
so
man.
You got to keep learning. And 100%, like I said earlier, you find a community. Whether it's the Outdoor Creative Discord, it's just some local buddies who know what they're doing photo-wise. Bounce ideas back and forth. Like ask people, like, hey, I just took this pic. I think it's fun. Do you like it? If not, tell me why. What can I do different next time? But also, take all this knowledge and feedback with a grain of salt. Like we all have our own personal preferences. And like Matt said earlier, like each restaurant like has its own personality. Like this formula might work for this restaurant on this day, but that formula is going to work better for that company on that day. So keep experimenting, keep playing around.
Yeah, I would add to that too. Like you want to shoot for you. At the end of the day, you shoot and do things that make you happy, and don't look for like outside affirmation of what you're doing to a certain extent. Because at the end of the day, you're shooting photos of your food because you like the way it looks and you're happy with it, and you cooked this meal and you're like, oh, it's awesome. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. But you're doing it for you. And if you decide to post that to social media or something, like literally I feel like my social media is just a catalog of things that have made me happy and that I want to look back at in 10 years. Like I scroll back way through my Instagram all the time just for memories, man. It's just just a catalog of memories for me. So you can look back and be like, oh man, I remember when I was at that sushi restaurant and that tuna was just banging, and like you can look back and like, oh, you remember this? And so do it for you. Don't look for outside affirmation to a certain extent. Like you can always learn on technical side of things, but like all that other stuff, just do what makes you happy.
Yeah, man.
I mean, everyone's got their own style.
Yes.
It's like, people come to me because they like what I'm doing. People come to Adam because they like what he's doing. People come to Matt because they like what he's doing, and we're all doing it different.
Yep.
So don't bend and tweak and modify your style to match somebody else. Like be yourself. I like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Sick. Yeah, appreciate you guys' time. Like you guys are awesome. Where can we find you outside of the Outdoor Creative Co-op? Like what else do you guys have going on? Just your own personals? You want to share some of that info?
Sure, man. Yeah, well, it's Outdoor Creatives Co. on Instagram and I almost said Spotify.
Not on Shopify yet.
On Shopify, yeah, it's coming.
Yes. What?
Hush, hush.
Leave there.
Outdoor Creatives Co-op on Spotify and about to be Apple Podcasts and all of them. Adam's personal Instagram is Day6 Outdoors, and mine is The Land of Matt, and Land Limited is the company. Stuff on the internet, man. We're out here doing it.
Yes. We're here for it. Like again, you guys are awesome. Absolutely love the content. Huge inspiration too. Like again, just the Outdoor Creative Podcast. Like, big inspiration for me and what I'm doing. And like, I've been in business for like, I can't do the math, but for a while now. Absolutely loving what I'm learning from you guys. So, keep that rolling.
That means everything to us, man. That fires us up, man. It keeps us going. 100%. Yep.
You're good dudes. Yeah, appreciate what you're doing.
I got you, brother.
How you're appreciating or how you're approaching the industry is unique and fun and super cool. So
heck yeah, dude.
Absolutely love it.
Man, thanks. Well, some food's super cool too. I'm gonna have to try to find some barbecue or cook something, man. You got me ready to go.
Let's go eat.
Heck yeah, dudes.
That's good.
All right.
Well, thanks so much for joining.